Cara Delevingne, we think it's true. Amber Heard really messed her up. And Ellen is under fire. You have to see. Okay, thank you for liking and subscribing. Thank you for clicking the little bell. Welcome to another episode of What's Going On? What's Going On? Oh, I love that. It makes me feel good to dance like that. I know I look like a fool, but I love it. I really, really do. So let's start with this. Amber Heard responsible for Cara Delevingne's drug addiction. I alluded to this in a recent show, and I do believe it. I genuinely do. Now, this is something about a gossip columnist are saying this, but I do think that this is definitely a possibility that Amber Heard really screwed up Cara Delevingne. Cara Delevingne's recent disturbing photos outside of the airport sparked health concerns among her fans and media industry. The model has long been struggling with drug addiction and suicidal thoughts. However, one gossip columnist claimed that Amber Heard is responsible for the model's present disheveled situation. Marcia N. reported that gossip columnist Jessica Reed Krause, that's House and Habit, right? Jessica Reed Krause, yeah, she's great. She does great work. Shared details about Amber and Cara, who according to her were not only romantically involved. The columnist alleged that the Aquaman actress would set up Cara with a couple of billionaire tech clients who were invited at the event. There's no confirmation, but a few photos surfaced online which showed Cara's involvement at these big, lavish parties. Do we need confirmation at this point? Let me say something when it comes to that. When it comes to Amber Heard, when it comes to that woman, I don't think there's anything any of us need that considered confirmation, okay? When it came to the baby story, hey bro, you know that Amber Heard rents a baby? I believe it. We all believe that. When it came to Cara Delevingne, hey bro, you know that Cara Delevingne was ruined by Amber Heard because she made her do a lot of drugs? Yeah, I believe it. And that's how it is. That's how it is, dude. That's exactly how it is. Because you have to understand the person that we've been paying attention to. What are we in now? We're almost going to be in October. The person we've been paying attention to for the last 6 months, we now have been going day after day after day, and we just find out new shit every day. Whether we need confirmation to find out that Amber Heard is a horrible person or that Amber Heard is beating up Eve Barlow in Tel Aviv, Israel, we don't need confirmation to believe those kind of things, because it's kind of like, oh, let me find out something that's weird that nobody would believe. Yeah, Amber Heard did that. That's how it is, man. Jessica clearly blamed Heard for hooking Cara on heavy drugs at these events. That one, okay. Now, I'm going to say this, and I know that we like shitting on Amber Heard the way that she shit on Johnny Depp's bed, but drugs are done by the person. So if Cara Delevingne was ruined, so-called, by drugs, okay, well, she did, in fact, choose to do them herself. So it is Cara's fault, because you have to give the person personal responsibility. But at the same time, yes, did Amber Heard put her on these drugs? Meanwhile, Cara is reportedly not in contact with the actress after the defamation trial. Well, maybe they might not be in contact now. Just as we all know, all of Amber's friends have dropped her ass. Not only because she's a horrible person, but because what happened with the defamation trial. Amber Heard's name is radioactive. So if you're connected to that, you get stories like this. That's how you end up. Actress after the defamation trial, despite of their romantic involvement. And that's the end of that. And it wasn't a romantic involvement. Let's get that very clear. It was an affair. That's what it's called, an affair. When you go out on your marriage, which they were married, and you have physical intercourse with someone that is not your spouse, that's an affair. Okay? So it's not a romantic involvement. Okay, now this is good. Now, this is only an introduction. I know that there's other articles out there, and I want to bring them to light because I don't know much about this topic yet, but I will find out, and we will get into it, because I know from the grapevine, I've heard about it so many times before, Ellen is a horrible person. Ellen is a horrible person. I've heard that so many times before, but we've never seen it like this. So check this out. From Pop Crave, Grayson Chance says Ellen was extremely controlling, manipulative, and opportunistic while he was signed to her. She would look at a rack, yell at stylists, berate people in front of me, and say, "This is what you're wearing on the show." She was just degrading people. See, and look at my face, man. I'm happy right now. I'm so happy right now. Because you want me to tell you the one thing I hate about people like Ellen, that they put themselves out there to be like, oh, we're so nice and we're so giving, and oh, we love to give our studio audience, we love to give them gifts. And I remember when I would watch the Ellen show, and it was so annoying when those women, and it was mostly women, yeah, there was a couple of guys peppered in through there, but it was mostly women, and you would see those women and they'd be on Ellen show and they would look at her and they'd be like, oh my God, it's Ellen, oh my God, oh my God. I'm like, dude, do you know what type of woman that is? That's all. She's a horrible person. She is a genuine horrible person. So then you realize and you find out through this, now thankfully that it's coming to public, you find out that she actually is, because that was said a lot. But now that her show's over, nobody gives a fuck. As Chance's career intensified, so too did his bristling against DeGeneres' control. Chance says she was like a hidden eye over his career. My whole week, my whole month, my whole year could change with one text message from her, explains Chance. That was horrible. There was one time, he says, DeGeneres was sent a video of a scheduled performance for a different network. She didn't like what she saw, he says, and made him and his team redo the entire thing. If she had an opinion of any sort, the whole thing changed, he says. Well, there you go. That right off the bat, we're already seeing here. Now, granted, is that something to where you can say, well, you know, you just care about your show and you care about how you are? Well, I could say that, because people give me suggestions about my show and what I should do, how I should talk, the stories that I should do, but I don't tell them, no, you know what? Fuck you. I don't care about your fucking suggestion. Fuck you. Like, I don't do that. I'm like, okay, thank you. I'll take it into consideration. And you know, you gotta be professional. But I'm telling you, the reason that I'm so happy this is coming out is because Ellen was always that person that put herself out there as if she was perfection, as if she was an amazing person. Oh, Ellen, oh. And I remember I used to see her and I'm like, that is not a good person right there. That woman is not a good person. On another occasion, Chance had performed in Cleveland, the third of 5 consecutive stops, opening for Miranda Cosgrove on tour, and DeGeneres back in LA had gotten an advance copy of Justin Bieber's Never Say Never documentary. She wanted Chance to watch it, but Chance says he was exhausted from touring and didn't make the viewing a top priority. DeGeneres then called Chance's mom. I'll never forget this, he says. I just remember hearing on the other side of the phone just yelling and beratement. What type of mother are you? What the fuck? Really, Ellen? Really? What type of mother are you? Do you realize I went out of my way to get this for you and he can't sit down and watch it? What a fucking dick. What a fucking asshole. Oh, I'm so glad she's finally being busted out. Oh my God. I can't stand people that they fake, and they fake this bullshit. And why do they fake it? Because people out there in the society we currently live in, they will buy that shit. And that's why I've always done it the way that I do. Everybody knows I'm an asshole. Everybody knows I'm an asshole. There's no refuting that. There's no saying, oh no, he's not like that in real life. No. If you were to meet me in real life, you would say, hey, Andrew, damn, you really are like that. And I'm like, yeah, well, let's have some fun. Let's do something fun or something. But with Ellen, it was always like on her show, oh, I'm nice. I'm an amazing person. I like to give stuff away for free to my audience. And no. Yeah, you're not an amazing person. You're a horrible person. People forget how old he was. Ellen was not very happy that he hadn't watched it because she thought that it was important for him to guide his career based on what Justin was doing. Well, that's not smart. I mean, I don't know. You have to be yourself. I mean, I guess if she's talking about like the stuff he did or like the choices that he made, yeah, great. But you don't want to be a carbon copy of Justin Bieber. So I don't agree with that one, I guess. Whatever. says Chance's mother, Lisa, I don't remember exactly what she said, but she was berating. Well, yeah, it doesn't really matter. We totally believe that. And I'm getting so much joy from reading this right now. And then Grayson says, DeGeneres asked to speak to the singer. Disappointed isn't even remotely what I'm feeling right now. What are you, this person's dad? Grayson remembers her saying, it was clear that, okay, I'm a pawn in your game, so I watched the movie. Through a rep, DeGeneres declined to comment on Rolling Stone's detailed list of questions about Chance's allegations. Really? Well, I need to go find that Rolling Stone article, and we're going to go through that. Lisa says there were several times that DeGeneres would go through his clothes. What? And would go through his clothes. Oh, you mean like choose him for him? Okay. Well, like I said a little while ago, that's not that bad because you really want to care about what your show is looking like and you want to care about what people, but that's still, you don't want to be a fucking asshole the way that it sounds like she was, and she probably was, because you have to understand those rich, famous people, they look down on everybody and they don't care. They don't give a shit. And be a little controlling about what Chance wore. He was specifically never allowed to wear leather due to DeGeneres' commitment to veganism at the time. Oh my God. Fucking vegans, man. Oh, they always want to bother with somebody else's life. You're the one that chose to be a vegan, not the people around you. Okay? It's not anyone else's fault that you don't want to feel bad about eating a burger. Sorry. She would come in and look at a rack, yell at stylists, berate people in front of me, and say, this is what you're wearing on the show. He remembers. She was just degrading to people. And that's the end of that. Now, granted, we do all remember the scene from Devil Wears Prada where they're going through the clothes and all that stuff. And if you remember the scene, Meryl Streep's character was being very respectful. She had a normal voice. She was being very nice. But I could totally see what they're talking about here. Essentially, it would be that exact same scene, and then Ellen is like, I don't fucking like that. I don't know about the middle finger, but you know what I mean. Okay, that's going to be about it for today. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Thank you for staying with me this long. We will catch you next time.